In IELTS reading, you can actually get a lot of answers correct without reading the whole passage. And yes, this is possible. This is not a clickbait video, and I'm not trying to manipulate you just to get a few views. This is actually doable. These techniques really work. You can answer many questions without reading the entire passage, but this works only for certain types of questions. I'm not saying you can do this for every question. There are specific question types where this works. Fill in the blanks, true, false, not given, matching lists of people or things like scientists or writers, summary completion, and matching information questions. For these types, this technique works. But for questions like multiple choice or list of headings, this method does not work. Those questions require full paragraph understanding. The reason is simple. Those questions demand that you think, read, and process information deeply before choosing the correct answer. But for the other question types, this shortcut is possible. Now I'm going to show you how to apply this method properly. How exactly to use it, what to keep in mind, what to do, and what not to do. This method is based on scanning, not deep reading. You do not need to read every single line or understand every word. You simply scan, find the location, and focus only on the part that answers the question. Let's take a true, false, not given example. The question says, people expected Andy Murray to become a world top tennis player at least 5 years before 2016. We scan the passage. We see that in 2016, Andy Murray was ranked world number 1. But we need information about 5 years before that. Then we find a line saying that 5 years previously, he was regarded as a talented outsider who entered but never won major tournaments. That clearly means he was not a top player at that time, so the answer is false. Notice something important here. I did not read the whole passage. I scanned, found the location, and answered. The same logic applies to the next question about changes to Andy Murray's racket. The question says the change attracted a lot of attention, but the passage says the change was so subtle that it passed more or less unnoticed. That is the opposite meaning, so the answer is false again. For the next question about most top players taking a professional racket stringer on tour with them, we scan for that idea. We do not find it clearly stated. When information is missing, the answer is not given. This is where many students make mistakes. Always check whether the exact idea is mentioned or not. The same approach works for matching information questions. If the question mentions a specific name, you scan only for that name. For example, if the question mentions Mike and Bob Bryan, you scan directly for their names. You do not read the full paragraph. If the passage says their rackets weigh more than the average model, but the question says they use lighter rackets, the meaning is opposite, so the answer is false. The key rule you must remember is this: do not waste time getting stuck on one word or one line. IELTS reading is built on synonyms. It tests whether you understand meaning, not exact words. You do not need to understand every word. You only need to find the location and match ideas. The same logic applies to fill in the blanks questions. Before scanning, always predict the type of answer. If the question says types of something, you know the answer will be a category or material. Then you scan, find the matching sentence, and fill the blank. This method works again and again because IELTS reading is designed this way. Do not read the whole passage. Do not panic. Scan smartly. Find what you need, answer, and move on. This is exactly how IELTS reading is meant to be done. If this explanation helped you understand IELTS reading better, make sure to like this video and subscribe to ABC IELTS for more clear, practical strategies. I'm Sophia Bechtel, and I'll see you in the next lesson.